In today's video, we're going to take a 10-foot southern yellow pine log and mill it into a cant, which I can then turn into a 6x6 beam for use in a cabin at a later date. So come along with me and we'll get it done. Measure this log. It looks like 10 feet 3 inches. We need 10 foot, and the good news is both ends of this log are clean, so I should be able to get the full 10-foot beam out of this. Let's check the diameter. This is about 14 inches on this end, and this is about 14 inches on this end. That's good news. We don't have to worry about a toe board lifting up one end of the log. We should be able to get a good level cut. It's important when cutting beams to keep the pith, the center of the log, equal on both ends. So this is 9 1/4 inch. So we'll check the other end. And let's see what this one is. Yeah, this says 10, so we really should lift up that other end. I thought we were going to be okay, but looks like we may have to lift up that other end a little bit. So we're going to jack this up. It looks like we need about a 1/2 inch spacer under this log. Let's see. Yep, that's 10 inches on that end. We'll check the other end. Hey, somebody, one of the other guys on YouTube runs a sawmill, gave me this idea, just using this ruler. It's so much easier than having that tape that it retracts sometimes, and once it gets sap on it, it doesn't retract at all. So this comes in real handy. Very rarely is it going to be longer than 12 inches. All right, let's check this end. 10 inches. Perfect. That'll work. Check the water level real quick. Got about 1/2 tank. Another thing I like to do before I get started milling is to check the drip rate. And looks pretty good. That's where I like it. You know, I'm cutting southern yellow pine, and it seems like it does a good job. I have no problems with blades coming off, or it just seems like that's about the right flow for what I need to do. Another little trick that's helpful for me, it's not that big a deal on this log, it's large enough, but if I have a small log, I'll take the cross section of a 6x6 and just place it on the log and see if it's going to work for me. Again, this is 14-inch, so there's no problem getting a 6x6 out of here. But imagine if this was a 7-inch log, would you get a 6x6? I don't know. You could stick that on there and kind of take a look. So anyway, it's probably not in any of the forestry books, but it works for me. So I have a general rule when I'm showing somebody new how to run the sawmill. If you touch wood, you wear gloves. If you touch metal, you don't wear gloves. Keeps the machinery clean and sticky free. And I mean, generally speaking, a lot of times these log dogs I'll handle with the gloves on, but pretty much otherwise it's just for wood. When I'm getting ready to flip it, I like to obviously release the dog. And then what I'd like to do is raise these log stops a little higher, because when I turn the log with the cant hook, sometimes it catches on the edge of these log stops if they're not raised high enough. And I'm going to go all the way over 180, put the flat side down. And I'm going to take out my shim, which I'll put back in a little bit later. I want to make sure I get a nice level cut. Don't forget to lower your log stops. Don't ask me how I know that's bad. If the log's not against the log stops, sometimes I'll just tighten that log dog down, put a bar in there, and just give it a shove and make sure it's tight against there. Another little tip, try as you might, you're gonna get sap on you. So I keep this spray bottle of mineral spirits handy, try and get it off my hands pretty quickly. These little hooks come in handy. For the longest time, I could never find my cant hook. Now we'll flip this thing over onto its side, and we're gonna put the shim back in. Lumberjack on YouTube, he's got a Woodland Mills mill, and he does an excellent job of explaining why it's necessary to use a toe board or a shim. And so if you get an opportunity, check that out. Something else I like to do is I keep a bottle of diesel fuel handy, and every once in a while I'll just squirt a little bit around that blade guide, run the blade, and it really keeps the sap off. I don't have any sap buildup, and all I use is water, so it's working. Well, it looks like we ended up with a pretty good looking cant. This is 11 by 8. And what I like to do is check my work and see how I did. We'll check for square on both ends. That looks good there. That looks good there. And we'll check the other end. I feel pretty good about that. No rock there. It doesn't always come out that way. So this was a good one. While we're here, we're going to check how we did in centering the pith. We'll check the distance from the center of the pith to the bottom of the log. This says 4.5 exactly. Let's go check the other end. All right, let's see. This one appears to be 4 3/4. So a little off. Could do better, but I'll take it. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. We got our cant, and I'll continue to work on this. I think I want a 6x6 timber out of it. We're building a couple of small cabins. If this was helpful to you, let me know in the comments. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments if it wasn't helpful to you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe and God bless.